Hi, welcome to the Coffee Hour, a show that involves you in verbal interaction. Sports with Brian Camp. So settle in with coffee in hand and enjoy the Coffee Hour. Now here's your host, Frank Allan.
Well, here we are, TGIF. You know what day it is. It's Friday, and thank God for it. We're here for another Friday, and we're all here together, gathered around the breakfast table, around the water cooler, at your place of work, or wherever you may be. It's the Coffee Hour, and we're going to be here for a whole full hour, and you're invited to stay with us for the whole full hour as we get together and have a little talk and conversation and have a lot of fun. We meet here every Friday at this time. We're coming to you live from New York City. That's where we originate. And those of you who are elsewhere, you may be in a different time zone. Look at your clock because it's 10 o'clock where we are right now here on the Eastern time zone. And somewhere you may be someplace else and it's like maybe an hour, 2 different hour, or maybe 12 hours different. I don't know. But look at the clock because whatever that you see on your clock, that's what time we come on each week at this time in your time zone. So thank you so much for being with us, and we are going to get together and because we have so many things to talk about for our people who have been around with us a long time. We thank you so much. We're always grateful for you. I couldn't tell you that much more, but for the people who may be new at this particular point, well, this is how the show operates. While I'm getting it together right now, as I'm doing right now, you can at this particular time chime in anytime you like and talk to us on your computer, your keyboard, on your telephone, and your iPad, and even your tablet. All of those things that you have that you can watch us and type in whatever you want to type out, and we can see it right there on the big screen, and we'll entertain all of your thoughts and ideas. That's what the show is all about. It's all about viewing people's ideas, free opinions and exchange of ideas and opinions. And I'm pretty sure that you have yours. Now, anytime you like, you can form your own conversation. You know, as I start conversation, of course, someone has to start somewhere. And if you have anything in particular you want to talk about, feel free. We'll get you in it and we'll get everybody else in it. And of course, you can talk to everybody who's here now in the room, wherever you are watching. We're coming to you live from 3 different areas. We're coming live on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And each one of those platforms you could check us out. And those of you who are around here, who have been around for a long time, you already know the score already, right? You already know the score. So with all of that, you have those 3 platforms that you can check us out in. And we're all around the world. We're global, no matter where you are. It doesn't matter. Whatever country, state, city, we're all around the world, even on the other side of the world where they're enjoying, I guess, nighttime over there, I guess, whatever. And pretty soon we're coming out of the summer months and they're going into their summer months, right? That's how the world turns. That's how the world turns. And so thank you so much for being along. Those of you who are watching us on YouTube, take the chance right now and subscribe to my YouTube channel. All you have to do is just drag your little mouse over there where it says subscribe and point the arrow there and click onto it. There's nothing involved in it any more than that. No money, no nothing. Once you click onto it, that'll give you an opportunity to know that every time that we come on live or some form of activity develops on the channel, you'll get an instant notification providing you're online to see it. And this way you can click onto that notification and it brings you right there and you can see what's going on. Because a lot of people may feel, I forgot all about the show. But that instant notification pops up and all you have to do is click onto it and it brings you right there, right? That's the good thing about it. It also gives us a chance to know who's out there with us, who subscribed with us, and how many people out there. And because we love it, the more the merrier. Now, what I want you guys to do, particularly if you're on Facebook right now, is to tag all of your friends. Maybe not all, but some, because you may have so many friends that you may not be able to tag them all. So tag some of your friends and let them know that we're out here. You know, you can tag this show to them and they'll see it. And they see that notification, they'll know it's coming from you, and all they have to do is click onto it and it brings them right to us, right? That's all it takes. And have your friends to do the same thing. Just keep passing the word along and let them know that we're out here each week for them. And for you guys who are watching us on Instagram, you don't have to do anything special. The only thing that you have to do is keep spreading the word, letting people know. Now, for you guys, you viewers on YouTube and Instagram, you can do something similar to the people of Facebook. They can tag their friends, and you can do something similar. All you have to do is cut and paste the platform you're watching us on now. Cut and paste it and send it to your friends. That's like tagging too, because they see that link and they'll click onto that link and it'll bring them right to the platform where you are, and we can still see them and we can say hello to them. Now, a lot of you may be at work right now, and you may be on your coffee hour. That's good too. So if you're on your coffee hour, take the time to stay at your desk and enjoy your coffee hour and watch the show at the same time. You can do that, right? And then whenever that 15 or 20 minutes or whatever time that's allotted to you for that coffee hour, when it ends, you'll still be right there and you can go back to work and you can do what they call multitasking. A lot of people are standing around the water cooler talking about what happened last night, talking about sports and things like that. Refrain from that a little bit. Go to your desk and watch the show. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for all of you guys to be there. So here we are, and remember that all of the views and the opinions expressed on this show, the Coffee Hour, does not necessarily reflect the view or the opinions of the people of Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Zoom, or any other social media outlet or broadcast facility. So with that being said, let's do what we always do. Let's raise our cups, ladies and gentlemen, because what would the Coffee Hour be without a little coffee? So if you would excuse me, I'd like to shoot up. That's marvelous. That's marvelous. I hope that you're enjoying yours too, whatever beverage you have. Your choice, whatever your poison is, enjoy it with us. I want to say hello to Mary. Good morning to you out of Brooklyn, New York, for coming in. And to Warren Dantzler, who's out there in Greensboro, North Carolina. He's out there. And I understand that they have treacherous weather in the area, not too much, as so of the people in Tallahassee, Florida, and other parts of the country too as well. We have that big hurricane around us. That's Hurricane Helene, and she's raising a lot of cane in a lot of places. I don't know if you watch the news, you can see it on the news. They had all of these floodings up to chest high walking, and they had to evacuate a lot of people out of their homes. And some of those people didn't have those two-story houses, you know, because they said if you live in a two-story house, you might be able to get by. You could hunker down upstairs, but if not, the best thing to do is evacuate. Some people have, some people haven't, and that causes a lot of fatalities. So we want to send prayers out to all the people who's enduring all of these things. I talked to Brian earlier. He said he lost a little power in his area, so we're going to find out how he's going to come on, whether it's going to be by telephone or Zoom. So we'll check that out. And speaking of that, Brian will be here with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. He's coming on this particular hour, all right? And it's not too far away. He'll give us the latest, and we'll talk about football that's coming up. Let's see. They had football last night, Thursday night football. He'll talk about that. And I'm pretty sure he's going to talk about my New York Yankees. You heard about it, but I'm going to let him talk about it, and other sports. And if you have any particular questions, sports related to Brian, while he's on the air live, you can do that. Just type it in. You'll see that. And if you can't see it, we'll relay it to them. For those, particularly for those of you people who are watching us on Instagram, I don't know if he monitors Instagram. He never really says, or YouTube, but I know he monitors Facebook. So whatever he doesn't see, I will relay it to him. Okay, so ask all the questions that you want. So that's all coming up pretty soon. And later on in the program, we set off the weekend with movies. We'll tell you more about that later. That's coming up right here. So here we are. We're almost at the end of the month, the final time of the month, and almost at the end of summer. We're not officially ending summer yet. All right, but it's almost over. Depending on where you are, the weather could be still summertime like, and that's good. And everybody is doing their outdoor activities, trying to savor the moment. But nevertheless, before you know it, we've got the cold weather coming in. It's September, and it's the 27th day of September, and so it's at the end. So what we have left of September, let's enjoy it. Because when the summer months come in, or when the winter months come in, now it's time to hunker down and get warm, drink a lot of cocoa and hot soup and the whole 9 yards. Okay, here we are. And this month we're celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. That started on the 15th of September. Now, that's always in the middle of the month and it ends at the middle of the following month. So at the end of the middle of October, which will be October 15th, will be the end of it all. But right now, that's what we're celebrating for the month long Hispanic Heritage Month. And of course, if you know any activities that you'd like to share with us in your community, let us know. A lot of street vendors are still savoring the moment of keeping the warm weather with us. And so there's a lot of things happening, a lot of great TV shows and all kinds of celebrations are happening. And, share yours with us, if you will. We would love to hear that. That's Hispanic Heritage Month, all month long. And it's Prostate Health Month. That's another thing. And this is maybe the last time we'll be talking about this, because when we go back on the air next time, the month will be over. But it doesn't have to be a particular month where you acknowledge prostate health. All right. It's always 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It's a subject that should be mentioned all the time. And those of you who are maybe a patient of prostate cancer or whatever, we want you to continue to see your doctor, your urologist, and particularly if you're at the age of 45 and up. That's basically the time when you really should get yourself a urologist and let them check it out. Keep your PSA level down and make sure everything is good in that department. And so we want to avoid all of that, right? So if you have any questions about prostate health, you could ask me too. I think I consider myself an expert on it, being a survivor of it. So I can tell you what I know. But I got to tell you this. 23 years ago, when I had when I was diagnosed, and then later on, I decided that I was going to take take surgery. Now, they, at the particular time, depending on your age, they give you certain kinds of options according to your age, because the younger you are, the stronger you are, and the more endurance that you have about it. But back then, when I was taking surgery, I was on the table for 8 hours. No longer. Technology has gotten better and people are surviving it more. And I don't think it's 8 hours anymore. I haven't checked lately what the average length of time is on the operating table, but it's less than 8 hours now. You don't have to spend that. And it's gotten better. Everything has gotten better. So continue to see your urologist and stay in good health. And we take care of all our men. We also like to take care of all of our women, because like I said, this is the last time we'll be talking about this. For all of our women, it's your turn. It's your turn to shine, because we are acknowledging another something for you that you should be familiar with, and that's called the Gynecologic Cancer Awareness Month. All right, so you women have to go out there and take care of yourself just like us men. All right, take care of yourself. Go see your gynecologist whenever he or she wants you to be there. And stay healthy on that side. That's what it's all about. And if you like to talk about that as well, I'm no expert on this subject, but I'm pretty sure there are a lot of women that you can talk to, maybe in the room right now. If there may be survivors of cancer or anything like that, they can talk to you about that. So keep in touch with your gynecologist and stay on the healthy side. Also, there's National Blood Cancer Awareness Month too. And again, what comes to mind is multiple myeloma, which is a cancer and blood disease, which my mom passed away from. That's gotten better too. Everything is getting better. Cancer is not curable, at least not yet. We hope that someday, hopefully I would like to see it in my lifetime, a cure for it. But in the meantime, it's getting better. People are surviving it. So there you go. We acknowledge that too, National Blood Cancer Awareness Month. And then we also have National Sickle Cell Awareness Month. All right. A lot of you people may know about that. All right. And if you're an expert on that, please share your thoughts and ideas on that. A lot of people have great stories about that, so, we can do that here if you want. And you can talk to people who are survivors that can let you know. And if you're diagnosed with such a disease or something like that, it's always great to talk to someone. Now, they have a lot of things available for people who are diagnosed with these cancers, and they're all in hospitals too, and they're called their group sessions. And men and women alike, they get together and they talk about for the women's sessions and for the men's sessions. They're right there. And moving right along, we've got sickle cell, and oh yeah, this month too, ladies and gentlemen. No, this day, it's National Gay Men's HIV/AIDS Awareness Day. That's what it is today. So we acknowledge all of this. You know, people are survivors of that HIV, AIDS. You know, you don't hear too much about it anymore. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It's just that they find better ways to get around it, and people are getting it less. So that's what we're looking forward now. We're acknowledging that. Let everybody know it's National Gay Men's HIV/AIDS Awareness Day. All right. So we put that out there for you as well, so you know about it. There's a lot of experts out there for that. They can tell you about that. You know, we got to take care of everyone. National Suicide Prevention Month. Well, it's almost over, but like I said, all of this, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, it doesn't matter. You know, we talk about it all the time, but this just happened to be the month where we specifically acknowledge these things. So National Suicide Prevention Month has a hotline that you can call. You can either text them or talk to someone live. And you don't have to remember a lot of numbers, only 3 numbers, 988. 988. You can call them on your cell phone. You could text them. If anyone that you know, whether it's a family member, a friend, or maybe even yourself, have aspirations or thoughts of suicide, give them a call. Give them a call. It can't hurt. It can only help. Only 3 digits, and keep it available at all times. 988. And you can either use that 988 as a text number or a direct call number. All right. So there you have it. Now, those of you who haven't done it yet, and this is a good time to do it, get your flu shots and your COVID-19. They're all available now, right? They're all available at this time because the flu season is in. And, you know, with the COVID situation, you know, the spikes go up when the weather gets cold. So we have them all available for you. All you have to do is go to your pharmacist and let them know that you want to, you know, get your shots. Now, 2 weeks ago, I took my flu shot. And then just Wednesday, just this past Wednesday, I took my COVID shot. I didn't want to take them both at one time. What you can do, so you don't have to do exactly what I did. You can take both of those shots at one time. You know, they say it's okay to do that. You can take flu and COVID at the same time, the same day. And all you have to do is make an appointment to do it. Some places you can walk right in, I guess, depending on where you live, and take it. But I think most places, since it's such a crowded thing, I think most places you have to go online or something and go to their website and make an appointment there. It's easy to make that appointment, and it saves you less time. And once you make that appointment, keep the appointment. It's very important that you do that. All right, because we want to make sure that everybody's healthy and everybody is strong and everybody is active about it. So go there, make your appointment, keep the appointment for your flu and COVID-19 vaccination. Is available now at your pharmacist. You know, we only have 39 days left. All right, 39 days left before that glorious day, that marvelous day, that election day. We're going to get out there and vote. And believe it or not, right now we have early voting. So if you decide that you want to vote early, it could be in your city right now, early voting. And if not, you can call and find out. You go to the Board of Elections and find out when is early voting in your area. If you're not sure of it, they can tell you all of that. They can tell you when early voting starts. They can also tell you that you can vote online, and they could send you applications. They could also tell you where your voting poll is if you don't know. All right. And so check it out. If not, vote the regular day, November 5th. That's the voting day. That's the regular voting day. That will be your last chance to do it. And voting day is there, November 5th. That's Tuesday, November 5th, and we only have 39 days left. The days are going by so quick. 39 days, that's what, 6 weeks, something like that, approximately. All right, get out there and vote. It's very important that you do so, and we would love you. And please, when you get your ballot in the mail, take your time with it. All right, not a lifetime, but take your time with it long enough to see exactly what you're doing, because you don't want to get confused at one point. That, not that it's confusing, but you don't want to vote for the wrong person. You know, just look at it very carefully. Take your time when you vote, okay? And we'll tell you more about that later. We'll give you, especially in New York, I'll tell you, for you New Yorkers, the place where you can go to the Board of Elections. I'll tell you more about that later. But right now, we're going to go over to Charlotte, North Carolina, and we're going to check on Brian Camp. And Brian has got the latest developments in today's world of sports. And as I told you, you can ask any questions you want as far as sports is concerned, and he'll have all the answers. We had a big night last night, Brian, and you're going to talk all about it, right? He's freezing up there a little bit. Can you hear me, Brian? Everything okay on your end? He's freezing up there a little bit. Oh, okay, there we go. You're coming in and out, but let's see how we can work this out.
Yeah, well, as you know, we're in the middle of a hurricane. No, whatever her name is. Yeah, so she's has caused a lot of disruption, and so we're just trying to get through it. We have no power. I'm coming through the car, my wife's car, to get Wi-Fi in order to be on Zoom. So let's give a shout out to my wife, who's just allowing. She's waving. That's my producer.
Yep.
That's right. So she supplied the technician. She's a whiz at this. She says, charge your phone up. This is last night. She said, charge your phone up. So in case if power is out the next day, then you know that you have a full.
Okay. Mary says you should get Generacs. Yeah, while he's freezing up, I'm trying to buy time here. Mary says you should get Generac. Do you have that in your house? Okay. I don't know how long we're going to be with this, Brian, but do the best you can, and let's get the sports going and see what we got, because he keeps freezing up. He's in and out, and so.
Hello, okay, yeah, we have a generator.
Okay, there you go. All right. I think Mary is worried about you. She wants to know if you had a generator. Okay, you have a generator, and so she puts the brand there, Generac. Okay. Anyway, what's happening in the world of sports?
Well, in sports is that congratulations to the New York Yankees.
Yeah. Yeah. They clinched the National League, the American League East last night. I'm trying to help you out with the sports while you're talking and you freeze up a little bit. But if you can't go
American League.
Yeah. Okay, Brian, if you can't go on, let me know. I can take care of from that.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, but you're coming in and out. Okay. Brian, you want me to take care of the sports for you today? Hello? Okay, Brian is he's not there. Eventually I'm going to have to take care of what's happening today. I'm going to give him one more chance because we got to keep the show moving. Are you there? Is everything okay? Are you there? Okay. Brian, you know what? We're going to cancel your end of the sports, and we're going to, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the sports for you. How about that? Is that okay? Are you there?
I'm here. Okay.
Okay.
So
we'll keep trying.
Okay. All right. So let me get the sports right now. Let me get to the.
I don't think.
September 20.
Go ahead.
September 27th. This day in sports, 1936, Walter Austin plays in his only major league game. Later manages for 23 years for the Dodgers. 1942, the New York Giants beat the Washington Redskins 14-7 without a first down. 1957, San Francisco Giants rent San Francisco Seal Stadium until Candlestick Park is being built in 1960. 1973, Nolan Ryan strikes out 16 batters in 11 innings for a record 383 strikeouts in a season. And in 2000, U.S. baseball team and Tommy Lasorda wins the gold medal in Sydney, Australia. Birthdays. Happy birthday to the late Dick Schaap, who was born in 1934. He was an Emmy Award winner, ESPN and a journalist. He was born in Brooklyn, New York. 1949, Mike Schmidt, Hall of Fame third baseman. 1980, World Series MVP, was born in Dayton, Ohio.
That's all we got is Dayton, Ohio. Okay. All right, listen. Brian, we're gonna sign off of sports, okay? You gave us a little bit, I think we got all we need.
Yes.
Okay. But we'll catch you back here next week, okay? Next Thursday on Talkback Live. Okay. Some of those is happening. When you're traveling like that remotely, it's harder to get things going that way. It's much difficult to get things going that way. It's hard. Technology throws you for a loop every once in a while, and you have to play along with it. But we thank Brian for his portion of the latest developments in today's world of sports. Maybe I have a few items here I can relay on. I think I have a few items just to fulfill the time right here. The Philadelphia Phillies have clinched also, as the Yankees did. They clinched last night. You already heard about that. The Yankees clinched the AL East, and they're moving on strong, and I'm so proud of them. The Philadelphia Phillies have clinched their first National League East over there. So they crowned for 13 years with a 6-2 win over the Chicago Cubs at Citizen Bank Park, I should say. The Atlanta Braves have been dominating the division franchise over the last decade, winning each of the last 6 titles. But Philadelphia has steamrolled the competition this year. And Rob Thompson, the team over the Atlanta on May 3rd, and he was not looking back since. And Joe Biden, by the way, welcomed Gotham Football Club to the White House on Monday, making it the first National Soccer League championship team to have the distinction. And Biden reflected on the underdog story, the team which represents New York, New Jersey, carried through its 2023 season. Gotham's squad went from last in the league to defending all its naysays in a single year. I don't know if he's covered this story. I can't remember. We're going through chaos with this, but the New York Knicks will be without their starting center for the first 2 months of the regular season. Mitchell Robinson won't be ready until December or January as he recovers from an off-season ankle surgery. Robinson originally suffered stress injury to his left ankle last December and required surgery. He returned in March only to re-injure the ankle during the Knicks' first-round playoff series versus the Philadelphia 76ers. Knicks won't attempt to rush Robinson back, and the team wants him to be completely healthy before he returns. And Reggie Bush, he's the former University of Southern California star running back and 2005 Heisman Trophy winner, is suing the school, that's the Pac-12 conference, and NCAA over his using his name, his image, his likeness without compensation. And Bush's legal team claims that the defendant generated substantial profits for these organizations, all directly linked to Reggie Bush's prominence, and continued to benefit financially from Bush after he left college and to go to the NFL. And finally, the Minnesota Vikings have been reborn with Sam Donaldson Sam Donald at the quarterback. Thankfully, the resurrection can continue without interruption, according to the NFL networks. Tom Pelissero said that the MRI on Donald's left knee showed a bruise, but not a substantial damage, and the quarterback isn't expected to miss anything at any time. So that's what is happening here in sports. So we couldn't get Brian to complete everything that he had. So what I have here, I just jumped in, but we thank him anyway. But we'll catch Brian back here next week. We'll catch him back here next week. We'll talk more sports. And hopefully he'll be in a stable position, because right now, as he already said, they are losing a lot of power, or they have lost a lot of power there. And so because of that hurricane. And what is it like in Greensboro, North Carolina? If we're there, Warren, what is it like over there? As far, I'm probably sure that you got a lot of rain, but you didn't get a lot of big stormy weather out there. But give me a clue on what it's like. And while he's doing that, while Warren is doing that, we're going to talk more about the election. We're going to talk more about that later. But while he's doing that, those of you who want to chime in conversation, and we hope that you do, give us your weather forecast, all right? And Warren, if you would, give us yours if you would. I don't know if you've done it. Maybe I bypassed it. Maybe I didn't see it or something. But if you're out there, let us know. And give us your weather forecast, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on Zoom, or whether you're on Instagram. Give us your weather forecast. And of course, he's got heavy rain. That's due to tornado and a tornado watch. So hunker down out there. So it's just what I suspected. He's got heavy rain out there, and I'm pretty sure you're not going to get the big one like the people in Florida did. But and who knows? We may get a share of it here in New York, where we originate right now. We don't know that. We don't see anything in the forecast. But speaking of the forecast, you're not going to see any sunshine this weekend. For those of you, again, who wants to chime in conversation, give us your weather forecast. It doesn't have to be a full-blown weather forecast. It'll be just something light, all right? And it gives us an opportunity to know. And those of you who are in the midst of the hurricane and you still have power and you're okay in a way, let us know. Give us some information on what's going on out there. We really would appreciate that, because this Hurricane Helene, she's fierce. She's not kidding around. And so, watching the news, you see all of the flooding, chest high. People are walking down the street with water up to their chest, and first responders are getting people out of their houses. I saw this one first responder carrying an old lady on his back while he trudged through the water, that high water, to get her out of there. So the people are helping each other out, and that's what we do. We help each other out. Okay, I'm going to give you my weather forecast, because we have a weather forecast that's not going to be that great. It's not going to be that great, but we're not going to get what's happening in Florida or in South Carolina or in North Carolina or any place like that. But you're not going to see any sun this weekend. So let me tell you what's happening in our weather forecast today. We've got overcast skies for the moment. It's going to be 74 degrees, and winds will be northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And for tonight, if you're going out on the town, take the umbrella with you. Considerable cloudiness, occasional rain showers. After midnight, we'll have a low 67 degrees. Winds will be east-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And chance of rain will be 50%. Now for Saturday, and this is New Yorkers, get ready for this. It's overcast skies with rain showers at times. And we'll have a high 71 degrees. So I don't know if it's going to be any outdoor activities. You never know, though. 71 degrees for the high tomorrow. Winds will be east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Chance of rain will be 60%. And for Saturday night, cloudy with showers, low 63, Winds east, northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour, chance of rain, 50%, yada, yada, yada. And for Sunday, well, you're going to stay home anyway, right? Or if you're going to go to church, you come back and you're just going to relax and get ready for the following day, Monday, when you go back to the grind. It's going to be overcast, slight chance of rain showers, and we'll have a high 68 degrees. And winds will be east, northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. So that's our forecast in New York. And so it's one of those days where you're not going to want to do a lot of things, and you just want to sit home and relax. And that's not a bad thing. You could say home sweet home. It's 68 degrees. That's what we have presently in our area in New York, as they say, in our neck of the woods. If you're just joining us, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour, and we're here with you. And we're 25 minutes to the hour right now. And we're so happy to have you aboard with us. Now, again, for those of you who want to join in conversation, we really would appreciate that. We love it. And we want you to do so by giving us your weather forecast if we're going to indulge in conversation. And Mary says, that's okay as long as you are safe. And that's the most important thing. As long as you are safe. A little can't hurt. And New Yorkers, okay, we're all safe. We want to be safe. And we pray for the people who are enduring this hurricane. After all, this is hurricane season, you know. So the quicker we get it over with, the better it is. And unfortunately, they were for fatalities, and they usually are when they have the hurricanes. And you're right, Mary, a little rain can't hurt. It's good for the reservoir. It's, well, I was going to talk about the drinking water in New York City, but we look for clean water, but I drink bottled water. So I live next to the East River, so I saw the East River lately, and I don't think I want to drink that. But it's good for the water because, you know, the water comes through. That's how we take our showers, and whether it's whatever, we take our showers, we do things with water. We cook, we clean, we do everything with water. So, because I remember the times back in the 60s, particularly when we had those heat waves and we had the drought. Remember the old droughts that we used to have? Things dried out. So, you know, you never doubt rain, you know, because it's always a help to all of us. Rain is good, but I would love to see a great weekend. But it's not a bad weekend. It's not a bad weekend for New York. It's not a bad weekend weather-wise. Just a little rain. And if you're sugar, don't go outside because then you'll melt. All right. All right. So anyway, it's the coffee hour, and we're going to be here until the top of the hour. We thank you so much for being along with us. We want to thank Brian for giving us his share of sports. Unfortunately, he was able to go completely through it because he's in the area, and that happens occasionally. You know, slow in Wi-Fi. You know, and especially when you're traveling. When you're traveling and you're on the air, that's not a good thing, but you do the best you can with it. Because when you're in remote, you're going in and out. You got signals, now you don't have signals, you're freezing, and now you're live again. You know, so we did the best we can. We got through it. And as we are going to get through the day. Ladies and gentlemen, give me a minute. And excuse me again while I shoot up. Nothing like a good old cup of coffee. It warms the blood. And speaking of warming the blood, the winter season will be here before you know it. So you're going to be drinking a lot of hot coffee, cocoa, tea, soups, and all those things that to keep the body warm. As I say, you know, if you're going to be outside when it's cold, make sure you get some hot food in you. You know, that's a thing to do. Get some hot food in you. And so as long as you have in the wintertime, as long as you're home and you have a hot food in you and a warm bed, that's, you know, I never ask a lot out of life. Never. As long as I can get a nice comfy bed to sleep in and some hot food in my body. I don't ask for a lot. Just a little. I might ask for a little. a little bit, because we all need a little more than whatever. But anyway, we're here on the coffee hour, and we're going to be with you again until the top of the hour. And those of you who are just joining us, please stay with us. And we hope that you'll be able to do that, because there's a lot to talk about. And as we move along in the show, we're going to get into the entertainment field right now. Entertainment, you guys like entertainment. Oh, by the way, later on, we're going to talk about the movies too. Talk about that. The weekend is coming up. So we're getting ready to put emphasis on the weekend. Everybody does when Friday comes around. People put emphasis on the weekend. Okay. Catherine Crosby, the actress, singer, widow of Bing Crosby, died last Friday evening of natural causes at her home in Hillsborough, California. Crosby starred in over 20 films over the course of her career, including The Voyage of Sinbad, Anatomy of Murder, Operation Madball, and The Wild Party. Crosby appeared frequently on Bing Crosby's Merry Old Christmas specials and hosted the Catherine Crosby Show, which was a 30-minute talk show based in San Francisco, California. Following the death of her husband in 1977, she performed in several stage productions, such as the 1969 Broadway revival of State Fair. Crosby also hosted the charitable Crosby National Golf Tournament in Bermuda Run, North Carolina for years. She was 90 years old. The cast of HBO's Veep and late night talk show host Stephen Colbert will host a virtual table read event for the Democratic Party of Wisconsin on September 29th, a type of fundraiser that has brought or raised millions of dollars for the party in the past election cycles. The event will include stars like Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Tony Hale, Anna Komsky, Reed Scott, and Timothy Simmons. And, I should say Simons, it's one M on that. And the show has drawn comparison on Vice President Kamala Harris' own asset to become the Democratic presidential nominee, and viewership data show a surge in people visiting the series. It's the 3-part for Beetlejuice. That's the Tim Burton legacy sequel to his 1988 horror comedy, top North American box office chart for the third straight weekend with $26 million in ticket sales. It edged Transformers 1, which brought $25 million. The Optimus Prime origin story from Paramount Pictures, featuring the voice of Chris Hemsworth, Brian Tyree Henry, and Scarlett Johansson. And they earned $39 million globally. Beetlejuice, a Warner Brothers release with Michael Keaton and Winona Ryder. Returning as stars, they earned more than $226 million domestically in its 3-week after Monster opened at $110 million. And the third best of the year, and the second weekend of $51.6 million, and it has earned $329 million globally. Barely a week after Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band delivered an already legendary live set beside the Atlantic Ocean on a glorious night in Asbury Park, New Jersey at the See Here Now Festival. The Boss has released the concert as a live album available on CD and streaming via the live music platform that's called Nugs.com. Now, Springsteen has released many concerts on the platform over the years, and possibly not quite as quickly. Of course, the concert was a major homecoming for the Boss, who grew up in and still lives just a few miles from Asbury Park, New Jersey, and has played there countless times over the career, and famously named his debut album Greetings from Asbury Park, New Jersey, Springsteen and the East Street Band. They did a special 3-song set featuring hits like Born to Run and Dancing in the Dark and others. Heart is making the most of 2025. On September 23rd, they announced additional 2025 dates throughout North America for the Royal Flush Tour. The string of dates, which will kick off in February 28th to be exact, at the Fountain Blue in Las Vegas, will now include second nights in Las Vegas on March 1st, with additional stops in Toronto on April 10th, at the Coca-Cola Coliseum in Massachusetts, Connecticut on April 12th, at the Foxwood Resort Casino in Boston, April 13th, at the Agganis Arena. And the 24-city run will wrap up in New York City on April 16th at Radio City Music Hall. Birthdays today: Avril Lavigne turns 40 years old today. Rapper Lil Wayne is 42. Actress Gwyneth Paltrow is 52. Actor-singer Sean Cassidy is 66. Actor A. Martinez is 76. The late Meatloaf, singer and actor, he would have been 77 years old today. Actress Liz Torres is 77. The late Don Cornelius, the host of Soul Train, would have been 88 years old today. Actress Kathleen Nolan, who you remember from the Real McCoys back in the 50s, she's still around. She's 91 years old today. Jazz trumpeter, the late Red Ronnie, would have been 97. Jazz pianist Bud Powell would have been 100. Actor William Conrad would have been 104. Actress Jane Meadow, who is the sister of Audrey Meadow from the Honeymooners and was married to Steve Allan, she would have been 105. And actress Eve March would have been 114 years old. So happy birthday to all of the great people in show business who are around with us today. And happy birthday to the ones who are no longer with us, but we salute you and we acknowledge you for your birthday. And if you happen to have a birthday coming up, we would love to know about that. You give us the information and we will certainly put it on for you. Now, I have two sources how you can get in touch with me. I have an email address and a telephone number. And so I am going to give you my email address first before we go on. The email address is Frank Allan. And of course, I'm going to spell it out for you because it need to be, because you can spell it different ways. In my case, it's Allan. And that's Frank Allan Prod. Prod is Prod. That's short for Productions. Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. Telephone number 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. Now, it's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whether you're calling or whether you're emailing. You know, they never sleep. Emails never sleep. Phone calls never sleep. You can always leave a message when you call. And we'll get that information from you. All right. And you can call for any reason that you like. All right. You can call and tell us about the experience of watching this show. Or maybe you want to critique the show, which, by the way, we always welcome you to do that because we want to know where you stand as far as we stand. And so if you don't make a stand for us, we fall. All right. So we want to know all about that. We're eager to hear from you. Or maybe you have information that can improve this show. We're open for improvement. No one's perfect. No one's the greatest. I don't care what you say or where you go. You can live for 100 years and you're always going to make mistakes and you're going to always fall, but you get back up. That's the whole thing about life. You could fall, but you can always get back up. But in this case, we like to remain standing and we like you to stand with us. So let us know if you have some ideas about the show too. We will certainly listen to it. We can't make any promises quite naturally, but we can always promise you that we will take everything into consideration. And because I have to go through past a lot of people, I have producers too, that I have to consult with, and they have their meetings, and and they make decisions too. All right, and we make them all together. So keep that information with you in your electronic sources, like your phone, your laptop, your computer, your desktop computer, or wherever you can keep it. you know, and if you're old school, keep it on the Rolodex, you know, but you know, you want to carry it around where it's convenient. And then whenever you need it, you could always have it right there. And you could always get in touch with us at any time. So I'll give you that email address once again. The email address is frankallenprod@aol.com. That's frankallenprod@aol.com. The telephone number, once again, is 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. We always look forward to hearing from you. So do that right away. We really will appreciate that. And tell your family and friends about it. It's a coffee hour. And those of you who are just joining us, we're so sorry that you missed a lot. But always know that we're here each week from 10 to 11 Eastern every Friday. And we sip coffee and have a lot of fun. And we talk to people like you. And we always look forward to seeing you each week as we get along together and have a lot of fun. So join us each week. If you missed us, we're here each week for you, and you can get in touch with us. Now, moving right along, got good news for you. All right, those of you who've been wondering, maybe we're out of the loop. Remember when they said there was a possibility of the government shutting down? Well, they came out. You know, someone came up with the bright idea. We're going to stash a little money. We have a little stash. We're going to keep the government open. So the government is going to be remaining open. The deadline was October 1st, which is going to be Tuesday. So they managed to get a little funding for us to keep it going. And we survived this once before, right? We've done this once before. And so we have until December 20th, which is the next deadline. You know, they can't seem to keep a long thing going, but we always manage to survive it. So we don't have to worry about that for a while now. A lot of you who always wonder, especially you people who collect government funding checks, or maybe your Social Security or something like that, all right? Those things you never have to worry about. When the government shuts down, and remember when the government shut down once before, and your check still came in. That's always the case. They always take care of that for you. All right. Your Social Security check will come in. Whatever government funding check that you need that's due you, that will come in. And you don't have to worry about that. The only thing that happens is that a lot of offices close down. You can't do any government business. Not to mention the airports. It affects the airports a lot because those are government jobs. Right? The federal aviation, all of that, it's federal. All right. And then you have most importantly, when it comes to flying, you have the air traffic control people who are very important. Those are very important because those are the people that get you to and fro. You know, you can't fly without those people because you don't, the flyers, I mean, you can try, but they won't know where they be going. They have no destination. They can't be guided. And that's what the air traffic controllers do. They guide the flights along to make sure you get to your destination. And so that will be closed down. So you don't have to worry about that. So if you're in the midst of hanging out for Thanksgiving with your family and you want to fly out, I don't think you have to worry about that. You know, the airports are going to be open. They're flying out. And hopefully you get to your destination safely. So that's good news. That's good news on our part. You know, that's a good gift to all of us up until December 30th. But I'm sorry, December 20th. But then, you know, that's around Christmas time. And so there you go. People want to avoid that too. It's always around the holidays, you know, you want to avoid that. But I have confidence that they'll get past that too. We survived a lot, and I think we'll survive this too. So that's the good news. And if you have any other questions about that, feel free, we'll talk, all right? And coming up this Tuesday, which would have been the deadline, of the federal, government shutdown, this Tuesday, and this is not going to be shut down, you have the Vance-Walz debate. That's Tuesday, all right? We already had Trump and Kamala Harris. They did the debate. They did the debate, and we already know how that turned out, right? And we already know how that turned out. She split him a new one. She split him a new one. Now he could talk out of both sides and both sides of his mouth as well. Here we are, Vance and Walz. Tim Walz, JD Vance, or whatever his name is, because he changes his name so often. He changes his name like he changes underwears, if he does that. But they're going to have a debate on Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, and CBS is going to be hosting that debate. All right. We already know how the Trump-Kamala Harris debate turned out. We already know she split him one. And this one is going to be worse. I predict it's going to be worse, you know, because when you get Dumber and Dumber, you know, you got one dumb and you get a Dumber and Dumber, right? Remember that movie, Dumber and Dumber? Well, you got JD Vance, or whatever his name is. He's going to debate a man of experience, Tim Walz, the coach. Love that guy. I wouldn't mind, you know, being in a saloon with him, having a couple of beers. And he looks like that kind of a guy that you just like to talk to and talk sports. You know, he knows sports. He knows it all. Anyway, that debate is going to happen, and he's going to split him a second one. So both the presidential nominee, Donald Trump, talking out of both sides, and Vance is going to be talking out of both sides. So it's going to be like in stereo, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, I predict that it's going to be worse than the debate. Now, Donald Trump more doesn't want to debate Kamala Harris. She's calling for another debate, and he doesn't want to debate. Whatever the reason is, he doesn't want to debate. He says it's too late. It's too late. You know, if I were him, I think he made a wise choice. No, no debate. I don't want any of this anymore. I don't want that anymore. You know, and that's your boy. And by the way, did you hear about he's selling things again? He's selling wristwatches. He's selling boots that says fight, 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 fight. Boots. You know, army boots. I guess they're winter boots, you know, and he's selling wristwatches. And believe me when I tell you, you know, I mean, he's selling them for a stiff price. I think one of the watches, so he says, is gold, 100 karat gold. So he says, you know, but we're talking about Donald Trump here. He's selling that. Anyway, for $10,000 watch, $110,000 watch. I'm sorry. All right. Do you have a $110,000 watch? If I have to spend that much on a watch, I want to get a real watch with real gold. You know, that's going to last me for years and years and years. So far, generations and generations where I can pass it down. All right. So he's selling watches. He's selling boots. He sold sneakers. He sold the Bible to you, and believe me, a hillbilly in a hat city or a hat country will find a way to raise that kind of money to buy that watch. Anything for this guy. Some sucker will go out there and buy that watch. You know, of course, you already know why he's selling these things. You know, he's not going to be president. And now he's going to be winding up in court. Now he has to pay his legal team. You know, I mean, come on, put the pieces together. Put the pieces together. He has a plan, all right, a concept plan. Anyway, we got 39 days before Election Day. So those of you who want to vote, you can do that. Vote early. And those of you who want to get out there and get your ballot in the mail, you can do that. Go to your place where Board of Elections. I don't have the address for you. You guys could track yours down. But in New York, we have one in Manhattan, 200 Varick Street on the 10th floor. It's in New York City. And it's 212-886-2100. So do that. We have no movies this week. We have no movies this week, and that's a rarity. But I can tell you to go on Turner Classic Movies and go down the line and check out what's happening there. You have the free movies, you have pay-per-view movies, you have documentaries, children programs, sporting events, and the whole 9 yards. So you're never without entertainment. So we'll have movies for you next week, but we don't have them this week. But still, go to Turner Classic Movies, because there may be movies out there that you didn't, that are out there that I didn't put down that may tickle your fancy. I'm going to be back come next week, next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern for Talk Back Live. And Brian Camp is going to be with me with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. And we'll be looking forward to seeing him then. We'll look forward to seeing you too. And then you can meet us back here next Friday at 10 a.m. Next Friday at 10 a.m. for more of the Coffee Hour. Brian Camp, of course, will be here along with you and all of us together, and we'll have a good time. Ladies and gentlemen, in the meantime, make sure you have a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend, and we'll catch you back here next week, right here on the Coffee Hour. Goodbye, Mary, Warren, all of you guys. Have a good one.
You've been watching the Coffee Hour with your host, Frank Allan. The producer has been Al Dale. Technical assistant Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer, Donna Stenke. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time on the Coffee Hour.